Hi, Trinity and Reese. This is Grandma Alice. I'm going to read a book to you. These are some books that your mom used to read when she was a little girl. So I'm going to read them with you. A Day in the Life of Oscar the Grouch. My name is Oscar the Grouch, and this is the street where I live. I bet you think that being a grouch on Sesame Street is a lot of fun. Well, let me tell you something. A day on Sesame Street is just like any other day on any street. Bump, bump, bump. At 6 o'clock every morning, the newspaper carrier delivers newspapers to the building next to my can. What a terrible noise to wake up to. I love it. It's that bump, bump, bump that gets me off to a nice grouchy start every morning. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I eat breakfast. Today I'm eating orange rinds, rotten eggs, burned bacon, and stale breadcrumbs. What a great meal, but I'm sure the breakfast at your house is just as good. Oh no, here come my neighbors to get their papers. Good morning, Oscar, says Ernie. Good morning, Oscar, says Grover. Good morning, Oscar, says Prairie Dawn. Ah, even burnt bacon tastes bad after 3 good mornings in a row. 8 o'clock in the morning is one of those nice times in the day when a grouch can really relax. Everyone is hurrying to work or school. Rush, rush, rush. No one has time to stop and say hello. Isn't it wonderful? The mail carrier comes at 9 o'clock. Today she delivers 4 letters to the count. Once again, there's no mail for me. So who wants a silly old letter anyway? 10 o'clock in the morning is cleanup time on Sesame Street. Big Bird starts sweeping and dusting and dusting and sweeping. I can't stand cleanup time. I keep thinking, there goes another great collection of trash. At 11 o'clock in the morning, some of the people around here do chores and errands. Bert does his laundry at the laundromat. Buff takes his paycheck to the bank. Rodeo Rosie picks up her cleaning at the cleaners. And what about me? Well, my favorite chore is waiting for the Mudman's delivery. Hee hee hee. It's 12 o'clock noon, and that's lunchtime. I don't know about your neighborhood, but on Sesame Street, friends share their lunches, but grouches don't share. I would hate to part with any of my delicious peanut butter and sardine sandwich. At 1 o'clock, right after lunch, it's nap time. Even Barkley takes a nap. I just happen to like to play my trombone at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Can I help it if Barkley doesn't appreciate great trombone playing? At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of people go to the park. There's just one thing I don't understand. The joggers and walkers and bird watchers and kite flyers like to visit the park on a nice sunny day. I only go to the park when it rains. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, most of the kids are home from school and playing games. They're all doing things they like to do. Around this time, I do something I like to do. I complain. Hey, Barkley, cut that out. Hey, Prairie Dawn, that's too much shouting. Hey, Ernie, stop laughing. We grouches don't like to see anybody having a good time. At 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the bookmobile comes to Sesame Street. Well, it is now 4 o'clock on Tuesday, and that is why I'm standing in line in this crowded bookmobile. I'm waiting to check out my favorite book, Mother Grouch Rhymes. There he is. At last, my favorite time of the day, rush hour. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone who has been somewhere else working all day begins rushing home. Cars are stuck in traffic. People are tired and hungry. Moulders are rumbling. Tummies are grumbling. Even cheerful people are a bit grouchy. Isn't it wonderful? At 6 o'clock in the evening, I eat my supper. I suppose you eat your supper in the evening, too. Tonight I am having pizza. Now, I ask you, is there anything more delicious than pizza with banana slices on top? At 7 o'clock in the evening, Ernie takes his bath. Here at Oscar's Can, it is also bath time, but not for me. Slimy, my pet worm, takes his bath at 7 o'clock too. Of course, he takes a mud bath. Hee hee hee. At 8 o'clock, it's story time. Over at Big Bird's nest, Big Bird reads to all the little birds. They just love a good book. Personally, I can't stand happy endings. Ooh, now it's bedtime. 9 o'clock. Everybody turns out the lights. Everyone snuggles into bed. At last, peace and quiet. Now it's time for me to practice my trombone again. What a perfect ending to another yucky day on Sesame Street. Alright. That's about Oscar. Now we're going to read Early Bird on Sesame Street. It was early morning on Sesame Street. The sky was still dark. Everyone was still asleep. There's Prairie Dawn, Cookie Monster, Oscar, the Count, Ernie, Bert, Little Bird, and I'm not sure who he is. Everybody, that is, except Big Bird. Big Bird was wide awake. He sat up in his nest and listened. He got up and looked around. There's no one to play with. Where is everyone? Big Bird asked. He began to walk. I'll walk till I find someone to play with, he said. Big Bird walked up the street and around the corner. When he came to a bakery, he stopped. Inside the bakery, the bakers were taking loaves of bread out of the oven. Everyone there is too busy to play, said Big Bird, so he went on walking. When he came to a fruit and vegetable market, he stopped. Outside the market, the fruits and vegetable sellers were taking boxes of fruits and vegetables off a truck. Everyone here is too busy to play, said Big Bird. He went on walking. Big Bird stopped at a firehouse. The firefighters were washing the fire engine. Everyone here is busy too, sighed Big Bird, so he went on walking. Big Bird came to a police station and stopped. The police officers were standing in a straight line for inspection. Oh dear, everyone is busy this morning, said Big Bird, and he went on walking. At the newspaper stand, the seller was untying bundles of newspaper. She looks too busy to play, said Big Bird, so he went on walking. Soon Big Bird came to a window with clocks in it. All the clocks said 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, said Big Bird with surprise. That's the time I usually get up in the morning. I must be an early bird today. Big Bird walked back to Sesame Street. By the time he got home, he was very tired. I think I will take a little nap, said Big Bird. Meanwhile, all of Big Bird's friends were waking up. Betty Lou was making her bed. The Count was brushing his teeth. Cookie Monster was brushing his fur. Oscar was reading the Grouch Gazette. Bert and Ernie were eating breakfast. Little Bird was washing his face. Sherlock Hemlock was adjusting his hat. Everyone was busy at the start of a new day. Everyone, that is, except Big Bird. Wake up, Sleepy Bird, said Little Bird. It's time to get up. But Big Bird was fast asleep.
The Sesame Street Pet Show. It was the day of Sesame Street's big pet show. Ernie was on his way to the show, clutching a brown paper bag. When he saw Bert standing on the street corner, "Come down here, Bernice, come down," called Bert to his pet pigeon. I want to straighten out your beautiful feathers so that you will look your best." Bernice landed on Bert's finger and cooed happily as he smoothed her feathers. "Look at her, Ernie," said Bert. "No pet at the show will be able to fly as high as Bernice can. She is sure to win the prize." "Hey, Ernie, where is your pet?" "He's right here, Bert, right inside this paper bag. But you can't see him until the show," said Ernie. "I want him to be a surprise. See you later, Bert."
Show the pictures.
Huh?
Show the pictures.
Ernie walked down the Sesame Street and past Big Bird, who was talking into a fishbowl. "That's right, Goldie, another few laps," Big Bird said to his pet fish, who was swimming furiously back and forth in the bowl. "I bet no other pet at the show will be able to swim as fast as you can. You're sure to win the prize." Ernie held up his bag. "My pet can't swim," said Ernie, "but he's going to win the prize anyway." "Arg, Patricia, want a cookie?" "Hey, Ernie," said Cookie Monster, who was standing next to a bird cage with a parrot in it. "Me have talking pet for pet show. Patricia the parrot got prize at show." "Gee," said Ernie, "my pet can't talk, but he'll still win a prize." Rodeo Rosie rode past on her horse. "Lance can gallop so fast," said Ernie, "that I know he's going to win the prize at the show." "Rufus," Ernie said to the paper bag, "I know you're not as fast as Lance, but I still think you'll win." Meanwhile, Oscar was leaning out of his can, talking to his pet skunk. "You really smell yucky, Daisy," Oscar said. "You're going to be the winner of the pet show." "Hi, Ernie," said Harry Monster. "Come look at my sweet little kitty. Sam can wash his face with his paw. I'm sure he's going to win the prize at the pet show." "Gee, Harry, my pet can't wash his face, but I think he's going to win anyway." Then Ernie saw Grover and his pet. "Hi, Ernie," said Grover. "Look at my furry little puppy, Floyd. He's so cute and adorable. I just know he will win the prize." Ernie sat down at the playground swing. "Gee," he said to himself, my pet can't coo, can't swim, can't talk, can't gallop, can't wash his face. He isn't even furry." The Count was busy getting his pet ready for the pet show. "Hold on, Octavia," I want to tie a ribbon on each one of your lovely arms. There. That's one arm, 2 arms, 3. Stop wiggling, Octavia, darling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 beautiful arms. Surely you'll win the prize. When Ernie saw Betty Lou, she was coaching her pet frog. Come on, Louise, you can hop higher than that, she said. Oh, hi, Ernie. Look at Louise. Look what Louise can do. I'll bet she'll win the prize at the pet show. At last, Ernie arrived at the show. Line up, everybody, said Sherlock Hemlock, who was the judge. Is everybody ready? The Sesame Street Pet Show is about to begin. Judge Sherlock Hemlock began to move slowly down the line, looking carefully at every pet. Egad, said Sherlock as he watched Goldie swim a lap. 8 arms, incredible, he remarked as he examined Octavia the octopus. Cute and furry indeed, he said, inspecting Grover's puppy. I have made up my mind, announced Sherlock when he reached the end of the line. The prize for the highest flyer goes to Bert's pigeon, Bernice. The prize for the best swimmer is won by Big Bird's goldfish, Goldie. Cookie Monster's parrot, Patricia, wins the prize for the best talker. And Rodeo's rosy horse, Lance, wins the prize for the fastest. Daisy, Oscar Skunk, wins smelliest. And Sam's, Henry Kitchen, wins cleanest. Grover's puppy, Floyd, is definitely the furriest pet. Octavia the octopus, the Count's pet, wins the prize for the most arms. Betty Lou's frog, Louise, wins for best hopper prize. Everyone's pet is special, said Sherlock Hemlock, giving blue ribbons to all the pets. Everyone's pet wins a prize. Wait, cried Ernie, you haven't seen my pet. What's it gonna be? Ernie took out a glass jar out of his brown paper bag. The top of the jar had holes punched in it. He unscrewed the top and dumped out a small brown bug. This is Rufus, said Ernie. That's your pet? Asked Betty Lou. A little brown bug? Don't tell me that boring bug is your terrific pet, said Oscar. What kind of prize can your bug win, Ernie? Asked Big Bird. Then Rufus began to glow. Oh my goodness, shouted Grover. He lights up. To Rufus the Firefly, said Sherlock Hemlock, I award the prize of brightest pet. Hooray, shouted everyone. The end. The Sesame Street Circus of Opposites.
Is that uncomfortable for you?
It was time for the circus to begin. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cried Guy Smiley, the ringmaster. Welcome to the most wonderful show on the earth, the Sesame Street Circus of Opposites. Guy Smiley blew his whistle. Here comes the circus parade, he shouted. Look, it's Big Bird riding a giant elephant, and here comes Little Bird riding a little elephant. Let me draw your attention to the one and only Prairie Dawn, announced Guy Smiley. She's the daring young girl on the sliding wire. There she is, way up there in the air. Prairie slid down the wire and jumped to the ground. Now Prairie Dawn is safely down to the ground. Let's hear it for Prairie. Yay, cheered the audience. And now everyone said, Guy Smiley, watch carefully as Fearless Grover is shot from a cannon. I think he is ready. Yes, Fearless Grover is now in the cannon. Boom! Look at him go, shouted Guy Smiley. Fearless Grover is out of the cannon. Aye, cried Grover. Grover flew through the air. Ah, he said to himself, this is so much fun. I am flying through the air in my beautiful, shiny, clean, and silver and white flying suit. Oh no, I think I'm going to land now. Yug, shouted Grover as he fell into a big, deep pile of sawdust. Oh no, he cried, now my beautiful silver and white flying suit is all dirty. Next came the parade of clowns. Dina was a very tall clown. Elmo was a very short clown. Telly Monster was a very fat clown, and Pearl was a very thin clown. And now, boys and girls, called out Guy Smiley, watch out. Watch one of the most fantastic acts in the circus. The incredible hairy monster is now dry. But see what happens when he dives from the platform into this pail of water. He did it, shouted Guy Smiley. He dived right into the pail of water, and now Harry is all wet. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Smiley announced, in the center ring, our brave trick riders will now perform amazing feats. Just look at Ernie. He is standing on the horse. Oh no, Bert seems to be off his horse. Betty Lou and Cookie Monster were watching the circus from the stands. Hey, Betty Lou, said Cookie Monster, that sure is a full box of popcorn. Would you like some popcorn, Cookie? Asked Betty Lou. Wow, said Betty Lou when she saw her empty box of popcorn. And now the terrific tumblers, cried Guy Smiley. Observe this amazing demonstration of the balance and skill, featuring our Rodeo Rosie on the bottom and the fabulous Granny Fanny Nestle Road on top. Now the Sesame Street Circus of Opposites presents The Courageous Count on the high wire, cried Guy Smiley. And now on the low wire is a fantastic Flatita. Finally, for the last act of the circus, a small car drove into the center ring. The door opened and clowns came piling out of the car. The first clown to climb out of the car was Frazzle. Last clown climb out was Barkley the dog. How'd they get all those clowns in that car anyway? It's sad. The circus is all over, said Cookie Monster, and he and Betty Lou walked home together. I had a great time, said Betty Lou. I sure am glad we went to the circus. The